Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Queenie. For those who don't know me, I've been gone for a while, but your girl is back, okay? I just came to quickly wrap up Married at First Sight UK. I skipped a bunch of episodes, I'll be so honest with you, but we're gonna talk about the fallout after the final dinners, the final vows, the little reunion thing, and then a little bit of a where are they now. So before I get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe and hit the bell, and leave a comment down below. Like I said, we skipped a bunch of episodes. So I think the last one I reviewed was episode 24. We're gonna start at episode 31, okay? Listen, all that middle stuff, I don't think it really matters anyway. So from episodes 31 to 36, that's what we're gonna cover today. At the final dinners, we have Alicia and Reese, who had a little bit of a tumultuous situation. So she told Reese that she's in love with him. Not only is she in love with him, she's like deeply in love with him. Sweetie, I don't know where you got that energy from. He did not reciprocate, obviously, but they weren't on the trajectory of being deeply in love.
I just feel embarrassed. I feel a little bit regretful telling Reese that I loved him. I'm just really scared that it's just not gonna work out, and I just hope that I just don't get hurt.
Even on that day, they were having more conflict, and he's like, why would she say she loves me? Like, we are not there at all. But anyways, that's what happened with them. He says he's confused. I'm also confused. I do not blame him at all. And then we had Becca and Bailey, who had a little bit of a rough dinner as well. So they obviously want to be together. They've told each other that they love each other, but they have the distance to consider. She doesn't want to leave her family and her work. He obviously does not want to leave his daughter. So they are trying to grapple with the idea of being in a long distance relationship. Trust me, I understand. But yeah, I just figure the person who has the kid would likely be the one who's gonna stay where they're at, and the other person, especially if it's work. I don't want to minimize your work, but like, you really want to be with this person, you're gonna have to be a little more accommodating because they're the one with a more rigid situation. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. But anyways, moving on, we have Sarah and Dean, who join the crew. So he, for some reason, believes that Sarah still has a chance, or he still has a chance with Sarah because they've been communicating back and forth. And so he's like, well, yeah, it is only friendship right now, but it could become something. Let's not sell ourselves a dream, okay? Who the hell told you it could be more than what it is? It's just a friendship. And even that, to me, is a stretch. But moving on, Julia Ruth is next to join, and she is obviously the villain of the season. The women were just pummeling on her. And honestly, I tried to give Julia Ruth a little bit of grace earlier on, but at this point, sweetie, it's really hard to defend you.
I've been having a conversation with someone, Stephen.
On a romantic level?
Yeah.
She was right, her gut was right.
No, I haven't done anything when they were together.
I can't fucking cope.
I didn't make a move.
It's too much.
So here's my thing about Julia Ruth being the villain. I didn't like how they were starting to paint her out, especially because at the time, Stephen was saying this woman was not doing anything towards me to make me feel like she's trying to get at me. There were no advances, nothing of the sort. So like, let it go. Yes, she did express attraction to him, but she's not the only person who did that. And also she was asked who else she would be looking at in the experiment. You know what I'm saying? But now she's been communicating with Stephen outside of the show. And so like, it seems like you were planting seeds while you were on the show. If you're going to be the other woman, if you're going to, not pursue somebody who you were denying you were pursuing before, baby, lean straight in. Lean all the way in. Instead, she's gonna complain and cry and be like, I just don't understand where everybody's coming from. Because you made Nelly seem like she was delusional. But lo and behold and lo, y'all were doing some nefarious things behind the scenes that are obviously being exposed now. Like, if you're gonna be the villain through and through. And that goes for Stephen too, because Stephen is completely denying his part in all of this, okay? Apparently, he was messaging Julia Ruth during the process, okay? And then did message her after the fact to meet up for drinks or whatever. He's later gonna allege that it was because he wanted to piss Nelly off. But the point of the matter is, you had a part to play here. and you let Julia Ruth cop all the smoke, which is wild to me. Absolutely wild. Like, listen, there's a reason why we don't like Stevens on this channel. And again, I don't mean to offend the Stevens of the world, but y'all don't have a good track record over here. To make matters worse, Julia Ruth was not only fooling with a second husband in the process, there was a third man she was involved with.
What's happened? Go on.
I went on holiday with Joe, yeah.
Oh! How long had you been out of the experiment?
It was like 2 days. Sorry, mate.
Sorry? What are you sorry for, though?
Have you slept with him?
Have you slept with Joe?
Yep. Their husbands are dirty, dirty, dirty little boys.
Now, you mean to tell me you were sleeping with Dervani, but you didn't want to say? So y'all were fooling around on the low and then trying to make him look stupid in front of everybody. Then you actually did have feelings for Steven and actually did want to pursue something with Steven, but then Steven's gonna later say he was just doing it to antagonize Nelly, which weird, but okay. Then thirdly, you're gonna hang out with Joe. And it's funny because I was watching this girl on TikTok who was reviewing the show in real time, and she was like, I think Julia Ruth is going for Joe. And I was like, where is she getting that from? Well, clearly she was correct. Okay. Julia Ruth and Joe met up for holiday. I don't know where they went or what they were doing or why or how this even came to be. I don't know. But apparently they did the nasty too. Let me not say too because she didn't do that with Steven. But apparently they did the nasty. Now, Julia Ruth, it's getting harder and harder to defend you, sister. So hard. I feel like the situation with Joe is a little bit different, right? Because to my knowledge, nothing was going on between Joe and Julia Ruth while the show was filming, right? So it doesn't seem like there was any foul play while he was still with Maeve. I mean, Maeve doesn't feel that way, but them deciding to go on a trip or to hook up or to be in a relationship or whatever, after both of the relationships have been called quits, I don't think there's an issue with that. Also, they're both active participants in this. So Julia Ruth continuing to be the only one catching smoke is a little distasteful, but even the cast is finally going to realize, okay, the guys are in part to blame here, so fine. But the situation with Steven, y'all were communicating during the experiment, and that's not right, especially because you made everybody, Nelly included, believe that that wasn't happening. So yeah, that definitely is giving foul play, foul play, foul play. To me, she's not remorseful for her behavior, but she's also weird about like being held accountable for her behavior. So I'm like, well, are you remorseful or not? Because if you're remorseful, I could understand you feeling like, oh my gosh, everybody's coming for me. If you're not remorseful, then who cares if they're all coming for you? You did what you did and you don't regret it. Move on. Like, stand on business, sis. Are you going to be the villain or not? Moving on from all of that. Earlier in the day, we have Lee and Leisha who shared a little peck. It was a cheeky little kiss. It wasn't anything super romantic or anything, but it's a problem because Lee has been preaching about boundaries and respect throughout this experiment. Now, all of a sudden, she's not adhering to the boundaries that she set in her relationship. And naturally, Leah's not happy.
Leisha was like, I kissed your wife, and then Lee was like, where? And she was like, on the
Did
lips.
she make it sound like it was a thing? Sorry, I'm just bamboozled that it's even a thing. I literally kiss you on the lips. It's just something that I do. I'm confused. Have you ever been paranoid about me and Leisha?
No, because I trust you. That's double standard. So if you do think Leisha's flirty when she's drunk, then why did you let her kiss you?
It is not lost on me that Lee has been the loudest when it comes to Julia Ruth's transgressions, and now here you are. Anyways, I think it's rich for Lee to try to diminish her behavior because she has been upset at Leah for less. And whether or not you are attracted to Leisha, if there's a boundary set in your relationship, let's leave it at that. You know what I'm saying? So Leah is going to say it means more if it was Leah compared to her because Leah has expressed an attraction to Leisha and also Becca earlier, just the brunettes of the process, right? I think another underlying thing, and correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not part of the community, I'm just speaking on the things that I've heard, right? Because Leah is bisexual, there tends to be this idea that bisexual people are attracted to anything with life. Okay? Like, oh, you're bisexual? You think everybody's attractive. You're going to cheat on me with anybody. When that's not the case, especially if you are somebody who is monogamous, you are choosing to be with the person you are with, male or female. It does not matter. And yes, Leisha is a woman, but there's just that impression of bisexual people or pansexual people that they just like anything with legs, you know? Oh gosh, that even sounds ableist. It's 2025. You could tell I'm trying to be very PC here. But yeah, I wonder. I could be reaching, but that's what I believe. Then you have Leisha, who's going to act like what she did with Lee is not that deep, but Reese has already told her, I don't want the drama. I don't like all of this chaos and calamity that you bring to my doorstep. It's not for me. That is a boundary that they both set, that they both agreed on, and you too are going against your boundary. What benefit is there to be kissing another woman? To be kissing another person, woman or otherwise? It doesn't matter. Why? What's the point? Knowing how your husband feels about certain things, what would be the point in engaging in that behavior? That's what I believe. So yeah, Lee and Leisha, y'all knew better. And well, you're in hot water because of your own actions. And here's the thing too about these boundaries. The very least you could do is adhere to it. You set a boundary, you stick to it. Literally bare minimum, right? But say for instance, you don't stick to it. You could also just own the behavior and then apologize for the behavior and then not do it again. The way both of these women want to act like they didn't do anything wrong, even after hearing their partners express the fact that they don't like this behavior, fine, okay, you did it. Apologize. Lee didn't apologize. Leisha didn't apologize. It's no surprise that both relationships didn't work out. Spoiler alert. So we have some of the other couples who are experiencing a few doubts. David feels like he's not good enough for Kia. A part of me actually thinks that David is more ready for a relationship than Kia, honestly. And it seemed like when they did their homestays, I didn't watch that, but Kia is still into, you know, the nightlife, still wanting to party, have fun, and there's nothing wrong with that. You can be in a committed relationship and still do all of that. It just seems like they want something different from a marriage. And yeah, David, I don't know if the word is like, or if the phrase is I'm not good enough, but they're definitely not compatible enough to have a long-standing relationship. Then we have Bailey, who was concerned that the intensity of the experiment, when it disappears, when they're no longer in the experiment, that intensity of love feelings might also disappear, which is not very reassuring to Becca at all. Also with that, they're both not sure about the whole distance thing. So if you're not sure about distance and you're not sure you're still gonna have these in-love feelings with this person after the experiment, what am I really fighting for, you know? He also does express concerns because Leah has in the past flirted with Becca. And he's just like, you know, it just doesn't really sit well with me. I just, like, why are we doing that, you know? I don't know if that's him suspecting Becca. That's a hint to the where are they now. Or him just not being comfortable with other people expressing interest with his partner. But either way, he don't like it. Moving on to the final vows. Everybody goes home and has these like conversations with their family. I don't care. We're gonna start with Leah and Lee. They have no business being together. We know that. And hell, they know that.
Behaviour, jokes and remarks towards other women only ever caused me to be more closed off. Struggled with communication, trust, misunderstood feelings and unwanted behaviours. I feel I may have felt more comfortable to let my guard down.
Disagree.
Because of these reasons, I've decided that I no longer wish to continue the marriage.
It's become clear that the lack of trust around my female friendships has created real challenges between us. I often felt like I was being managed, not met. You're quick to critique. One day distant and guarded. The next day you're more open and tactile. I felt blamed, judged and misunderstood. You said you didn't want to lead me on. So it's time I stopped following.
There have been people in the past who've had like savage vows, but the other person tries to be graceful or whatever. The way both of them did not care. They said, I don't like you and here are all the reasons why. I said, damn. So yeah, it was no surprise that they weren't going to work out. I just thought maybe there would be a little bit more care and how they ended it, but from the wedding, there were issues. I mean, Lee wanted somebody who was more masculine, I think it was, and then they clashed on the honeymoon, and then they've been clashing throughout this whole thing. It seems like Lee had insecurities that she was carrying from her past relationships. Leah has this flirty nature that she was never going to relinquish. So yeah, these two were never going to work out. No surprise here. Y'all go your separate ways and don't talk to each other again. Then next we have Abigail and John. Honestly, didn't really pay attention to this couple too much, but clearly the experts knew to bring them in because we needed a little bit of love on this season.
I have never been in love, which is how I know this time was different. The I became we, the future became us. You are my present, my future, you are the love of my life.
You've made the idea of a family, a home, and a future feel real. I vow to protect what we've built and never take a single moment for granted. This isn't just a new chapter. This is a story I always hoped for. Let's just do life.
I'm ready. Let's go.
These two really do seem well suited together. Even when they were showing the recaps of the family state, the homestays, they got along very, very well. The families embrace each other immediately. Even in this episode, it was her mom, it was Abigail's mom, who was like, I love this side of you that has come out. I just fear that if this ends, it really is going to end in a big heartbreak, which means that they believe in the relationship and they just don't want it to end badly, you know? So it's no surprise that these two chose to stay together. They really do seem dedicated to wanting to build a life together, so love that for them. Then next we have Reese and Leisha. I don't know why things ended how they did, because I would have placed all my money on them breaking up.
You're my best friend. You've let me be my complete and utter self. I've given you my heart now, and now I'm trusting you not to break it.
I feel like you put pressure on me to move at a faster pace than I was ready for. I've never given you a reason not to trust me, but for whatever reason, I feel like you don't. I felt like I was not enough for you. With all that said, it's been absolutely amazing to share this experience with you, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for us.
Talk about a shock. I don't know why Leisha even wants to put all her eggs in a basket of a man who cannot reassure her. He doesn't reassure her at all. This has been a concern throughout the entire experiment. Now here you are trying to commit to this man. Commit to what? Commit to what? For what? But he said he's willing to go with it. That's not gonna last long, spoiler alert. But yeah, Leisha, going forward, don't be sick over a man who can't even give a damn, who doesn't even give a damn about you, okay? There's somebody who's going to see you as like the best thing since sliced bread. Reese ain't that. Like, Reese is not him, okay? Whew. Last but not least, oh no, I lied. Next is David and Kia. Their biggest issue is lifestyle differences. Me personally, I still think their personalities are going to clash, but they decided to commit to each other.
I've spent this week reflecting on our experience. I feel like our struggles made us stronger. You've shown me that feeling safe is possible when you're truly loved. Well, I love you very much.
You've shown me what it truly means to love. You've rescued me. You've grounded me. Tu es ma maison.
Because of how things were going on during the show, I'm not surprised that they chose to stay together. But from the beginning, if you remember, I had questions about their personality differences. I felt like this relationship was just going to implode. I feel like I feel like Kia is over the top for David, and it's going to rub him the wrong way down the line. We find out that things do combust, but we'll wait to talk about that. Yeah, I also think that there were a lot of issues in this couple that they just didn't want to address. Either the experts didn't want to address it, or them as a couple, they didn't want to address it. But either way, something was always a little bit off to me, but they decided to stay together. Last but not least, we have Bailey and Becca. They also decided to stay together.
I can't leave Blue, and I can't expect you to leave your family either. But what I do know is I can't imagine my life without you. You have allowed me to be the best version of myself, and I literally couldn't have asked for anything more. I'm choosing to take the next step into the future with you.
I've never met somebody like you, Bailey. You protect me emotionally, physically and spiritually. In my eyes, you are a superhero. I think the heart knows when the search is over. I have found the man that I've been searching for.
They decide to stay together even though they do have the concern of the distance. They also don't last long, but we'll get into that. So at the reunion, just going quickly here because, child, there was so much drama and I don't know why. We have Abigail and John who are still together. They're still together at the reunion. And as of 3 days ago on social media, they are still together. Not only are they together, guys, the way that they gush over each other, it is so cute. They're constantly posting all these pictures of all the things that they're doing, the family and friends and the outings and the trips and the holidays and so cute. They've been together almost a year now. I love that for them. So yeah, they're still going strong. Then next we have Reese and Leah. They obviously broke up before the reunion. Okay. Like, I forget, she was blaming him, was accusing him of flirting with somebody else. And he's like, well, I did that in retaliation because she was talking to somebody else. And I figured, well, if you could talk to other people, so can I. Well, I agree. Okay. If you're going to do something, then I'm allowed to do it too. Not that I should, but I'm allowed to do it too. So yeah, he's saying that there's always more to the story when it comes to Alicia, but because she's just so dramatic and makes things bigger than they need to be, she's always going to look like she's the one who's the victim. But yeah, anyways, they didn't make it. No surprise there. Then we have Kia and David, who were still together on the show, but last month, David did announce their breakup. Apparently this all happened like 5 months prior to the announcement. Kia was found on Grindr. So David had some speculation on like Kia still being out here, okay? And because he was feeling insecure, he decided to go check if Kia was in these streets, and sure enough, he was. And so they broke up. Kia did own up to it. He did say that he was on the apps, was still looking and perusing. So yeah. I mean, I think that other things happen too, because why even have that inkling that your man is on the apps? You know, that your man is still out here. I think there were other issues too, but that's what they said. So we'll stick with that. Then we have the Joe, Steven, Julia, Ruth of it all. She is with neither of them. Okay. But at the reunion, there is the question of whether or not Joe and Julia Ruth got matching tattoos. Apparently they did. And the tattoo is "why not?" with a question mark, because apparently on their little holiday thing, anytime they'd want to do something adventurous, their answer would be "why not?" So they decided to commemorate that holiday with a tattoo. Not even like a little Instagram caption, not even a little bracelet with it inscribed, a whole tattoo. Just for you not even to be with him no more. Anyways, we then hear that Steven was doing all that he was doing with Julia Ruth in order to antagonize Nellie. He doesn't explain why he wanted to hurt her in that way, but yeah, she lets him have it. And honestly, I don't feel bad for Steven because that's very vindictive. And what's the reason? Like the woman never mistreated you. She probably was annoying, but she never, did him dirty. So why he would go to that length, I don't know. But either way, there isn't much of an update on Joe. Maybe I just wasn't looking in the right places. But with Julia Ruth, she has been rumored to go, she has been rumored that she will be going on Celebs Go Dating. I'm not surprised. If somebody's going to lean into being a villain like this, it's likely because they still plan on doing reality TV. So I'm not shocked at all. And then with Steven, apparently when the show finished airing, not even when it finished airing, when he had his episode where he split with Nellie, he was posting that he was with his new girlfriend. Her name is Kelsey. So yeah, I'm not quite sure if they're still together, but it also was confirmed that he indeed was entertaining other people while he was filming the show. So the rumors that were online on TikTok about him, it seems like that was true. Steven, you're a busy guy. All right. Last but not least, we have Becca and Bailey. They are currently not together. And as of 24 hours ago, I kid you not, what a great time to do this video. As of 24 hours ago, Becca posted that she is with a new person and her partner is a woman. And listen, I'm not laughing at the fact that she's queer. Don't even try to spin that. I'm laughing at the fact that when she came on the show, she was like, yeah, I just need an alpha male. Do you? Because to me, I didn't even see Bailey as an alpha male to begin with. So the fact that they got along, I was like, I don't think you want an alpha male, let's be honest. But yeah, one could beg the question, was Bailey right to question the flirtiness between Becca and Leah? I don't know. But anyways, Becca is in a new relationship. She seems very happy. Truly. She seems very, very happy. It seems like Bailey is single, or if he is in a relationship, he's just not posting about it. So yeah, they did finally split. Not surprised. I'm not surprised. There was a point in the season where I was getting a bad feeling about Bailey. Something about him just felt very self-righteous. And I just, I don't know. I didn't like it. But I like that Becca's happy now, so good for you, girl. That's it for this season of Married at First Sight UK. I cannot promise that the next season will be seamless. Guys, I be living life. Okay, I'm so sorry. But I came back and I finished, so please give me props for that, okay? Thank you so much. Anyways, with all that being said, please make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Don't unsubscribe. More content coming in 2026, okay? Okay.